Once upon a time, in the city of Enugu, a place known for its vibrant culture and hardworking people, something extraordinary was happening. The city had become a hub for the movie industry, a place where actors and actresses from all over gathered to create magic on screen. There lived a certain maiden called Chidera. She was a very beautiful lady, admired by all. She wasn't raised in a home with abundance of wealth, but she was very grateful for what she had. Her mother, Mama Dera, as she was fondly addressed, was a widow, as she lost her husband years ago, left to fend for her 3 children. Chidera, being the oldest, was pushed into a world she wasn't ready for, as she had to grow up very fast in order to be able to take care of her siblings. When Chidera was much younger, she was in all sorts of plays. She was a born actress. She would always emerge first in acting, and she had a true passion for it. Chidera, after her dad passed, had to pull out of her school. That school was very good at harnessing young characters, and she was told she would make a great actress one day. She had always wanted to be in the limelight, having idols she adores so much, and couldn't wait to share the same stage with them. But life happened. She had to quit her dream she loved so much, as it did not put any food on the table. And she was more concerned about ensuring her family was okay. She knew she would venture back into movie scene, but for now, she wanted to be very serious with work, helping her mom sell Ankara so she could send her younger siblings to school. She is due for a university education, but of recent, her friend helped her get some roles that won't take her time so she could act and get paid, thereby igniting the fire of acting again. A big-time actress named Adugo had built her name in the sands of time. Adugo, Chidera and Chioma were once very close friends in secondary school, where they all loved acting, till Chidera had to pull out as her mother could not afford to pay her tuition fees. They all lost contact, as they also changed their location. Adugo always wondered where Chidera was, but never made an effort to look for her. Meanwhile, Chidera would always see her friend and smile, as she was happy she is now achieving her dreams. Adugo was studying and working. At her young age, she had amassed a huge amount of wealth, making her one of the youngest, richest female actresses. There are other actresses in the industry, but she has always been original and had her own style. Chioma, on the other hand, was also a big shot, but most of the time, she isn't so good, just that she had her own strength, and she was a strong-willed person, not willing to give up, but to ensure she executed whatever plan she had mapped out to execute. She had one day, on set, bumped into Chidera, who was happy to see her, and told her all that happened to her, but Chidera promised to call her as she needed to stay focused to execute her role. And when she was done, she left and never called. Not long, there were whispers. It began subtly, but later people started to hear of a certain project, a project that they would select a credible actress for a role, a major role that would earn them serious hard currency and change one's life in an instant. The project was called Project Nightingale. The name itself was shrouded in mystery, yet it resonated through the Nollywood landscape, and the casting call began, with so many people who applied getting rejected, to those who with their previous movies, they saw they were capable of achieving the role, and so the casting became a battleground. Every actress, from the seasoned queens of the screen to the hopeful newcomers of their big break, felt the tremor. Speculation was rampant. Who would be chosen? The rumors flew faster than gossip at a bustling market, each name whispered with a mix of envy, anticipation and hushed prayers. But the producers, masters of suspense, played their cards close to their chest, adding to the mystique and intensifying the competition. Then the emails arrived, like phantoms slipping into inboxes across the city, igniting a quiet firestorm. Adugo, a name that commanded respect and whispered admiration, received her invitation while overlooking the city from her penthouse. The view, breathtaking, the glistening light, the sprawling ambition, but Adugo, a woman who had always conquered so much, remained unmoved. She sipped her wine, the sweet, creamy drink, a taste of home, amidst the urban sprawl, her gaze fixed on the horizon. The invitation, crisp and elegant, lay unopened on the table. She knew what it contained. It was a mere formality. Adugo was Nollywood royalty. Project Nightingale was hers if she wanted it, but something felt off, a subtle unease she couldn't quite place. Perhaps it was the weight of expectation, the pressure to maintain her reign, or perhaps it was something more, something she couldn't yet define. Chioma, her star ascending rapidly, discovered her invitation amidst the controlled chaos of a photo shoot. She was a whirlwind of energy, her ambitions a palpable force. Every pose, every glance was calculated, designed to project an image of effortless confidence. The invitation delivered by her ever-present agent was a validation, a confirmation of her trajectory. Chioma snatched it, her heart quickening with anticipation. This was her moment. Project Nightingale was the key to unlocking the next level, the stratosphere of stardom she craved. She retreated to a quiet corner, her fingers tapping impatiently as she tore open the envelope. The words inside were exactly what she expected, yet they sparked a fresh surge of adrenaline. This wasn't just a role, it was a crown. Chidera, her talent, a hidden gem, waiting to be discovered, almost missed her invitation altogether. She was at Balogun Market with customers haggling fiercely over the price of Ankara fabric. Helping her mother at the market was a ritual, a grounding force in her life. Acting was her dream. A friend, her voice breathless with excitement, found her amidst the throng of shoppers. Chidera, look, she exclaimed, thrusting a cardboard flyer into her hand. It was an announcement for Project Nightingale, listing the chosen actresses. Chidera's name was there, nestled among the stars she had only admired from afar. Disbelief whirled with a surge of hope. It couldn't be, could it? She stared at her name, printed alongside those of her idols, her heart pounding in her chest. This was her chance, her moment to step out of the shadows and into the light. They were all headed to the same place, a secluded retreat, a luxurious haven far from the city clamor. But this retreat was more than just a place of relaxation and training. Adugo, a vision of effortlessly elegance, arrived first, not by winding road and a discreet driver, but by private jet, first class of course. It was expected. Her reputation preceded her, a woman of discerning taste and undeniable power. Stepping off the plane, a vision of effortlessly chic, in a tailored jumpsuit, she was met by a waiting car. The retreat, a modern architectural marvel, as a testament to wealth and exclusivity. Adugo, surveying the scene, nodded in approval. This was her world. She was accustomed to luxury, to being treated with deference. The retreat, with its understated elegance and impeccable service, met her exacting standard. Chioma, her star, a meteoric rise, arrived next. She opted for a commercial flight, business class, a strategic move that balanced comfort with a touch of calculated accessibility. Stepping out of the car, she exuded confidence, her smile radiating from charm and energy. She greeted the staff with a warm, almost effusive greeting, her eyes scanning the surrounding, assessing the competition. She knew that Adugo had already arrived. She had seen the photos on social media, the carefully curated glimpses into the retreat, luxury accommodation. Chioma was determined to make her own mark. Chidera, the newcomer, her talent a flickering flame, amidst the established stars, arrived last. She took a bus, economy class. The journey, a stark reminder of the distance she had to travel, both literally and figuratively. Her mother gave her her blessing when she was about leaving, and a very beautiful dress she had told Mama Elora to make, one of the beautiful Ankara she admired, to make a lovely dress for her. She told her that she was sorry, that she had to stop acting so as to take care of her younger ones. She assured her that they would be fine, since she will be gone for a week, that she should enjoy herself, that even if she doesn't get the role, that she is her star. This made Chidera very happy, and she hugged her mom and siblings, saying goodbye before she left for the bus park. The retreat, with its manicured lawn and opulent structures, felt like a different world, a world she wasn't sure she belonged in. She carried a small suitcase, her few belongings, a testament to her humble beginnings. Inside the retreat, the atmosphere was thick with unspoken tension, the women each representing a different stratum of the Nollywood hierarchy found themselves together, their destinies intertwined. Adugo radiating an aura of established power, Chioma bustling with ambition and carefully calculated charm. Chidera, her quiet strength masked by a veneer of nervousness. They exchanged polite greetings, each hugging as they were once friends, and did a little catch up, but also each aware of the unspoken competition that permeated the air. The retreat, meant to be a haven, was about to become a stage. The game was on. The workshop began the following morning. The transforming the charcoal retreat into a crucible of creativity and competition. Renowned acting coaches, directors, and producers flew in from across the country, led the women through a series of intense exercises. Adugo, with her years of experience and innate understanding of human emotion, commanded the rehearsal room. Her presence was undeniable. Her voice resonated with authority. She disserted her character with surgical precision, exploring every nuance, every hidden motivation, leaving other women in awe. Chioma adapted quickly to the demands of the role. She was a quick study, absorbing the director's instructions like a sponge. Her energy was boundless, her commitment unwavering. She was determined to prove that she was more than just a pretty face. She was the first to be reckoned with. She watched Adugo closely, studying her techniques, analyzing her performances. She was learning, adapting, and preparing to surpass her. Chidera, initially hesitant and overwhelmed by the talent surrounding her, began to find her voice. She tapped into a wellspring of emotions, her performance raw and authentic. She surprised herself and everyone else with her depth and vulnerability. She was a natural. She poured her heart and soul into every scene, her passion igniting the stage. The days were long and demanding, filled with rehearsal, script reading, and character development exercise. The women spent hours together. Their interactions, a complex mix of collaboration and subtle competitions. They shared meals, discussed their characters late into the night. They offered each other encouragement and constructive criticism. But beneath the surface, the unspoken rivalry seemed. They were all vying for the same prize, the role of a lifetime. One evening, after a particular grueling rehearsal, Adugo found herself alone in the garden. She sat by the pond, the gentle murmur of the water, a soothing balm to her frayed nerves. She was so engrossed in her thoughts that she didn't hear Chioma approach. Adugo, Chioma said softly. Mind if I join you? Adugo, startled, looked up. Of course, she replied, gesturing to the empty space beside her. Chioma sat down, a thoughtful expression on her face. This role, she began. It's challenging. I find myself questioning everything. Adugo nodded. That's the nature of acting, she said. We delve into the darkest corners of the human side, exploring the complexities of human relationship. Chioma looked at Adugo, her eyes searching. You make it look so effortless, she said. How do you do it? Adugo smiled, a hint of mystery in her eyes. Practice, she said simply, and a little bit of magic. But she didn't reveal her secret. She knew that Chioma was watching her, studying her, trying to learn her tricks. The competition was fierce, and Adugo wasn't about to give away her advantage. The retreat, once a haven of tranquility, began to take on a sinister edge. A series of unsettling events cast a shadow over the idyllic setting. It started softly, a misplaced script, a whispered conversation overhead in the hallway, the strange feeling of being watched. Then the sickness struck. Chioma woke up one morning with a pounding headache and fever. that made her bones ache. She tried to dismiss it as a simple cold, but the symptoms worsened throughout the day. By evening, she was confined to her bed, shivering beneath the covers. The retreat doctors were summoned, but he could not find no obvious cause for her illness. "It's most peculiar," he said, shaking his head. "There's no sign of infection, no obvious trigger. It's as if..." He trailed off, his eyes flicking with a hint of unease. Chioma had to stay in her room. Was a bit serious. With the way she was, you could tell how serious it was. The news of Chioma's illness spread quickly, though the retreat casting a pale over the rehearsal. The other women, despite their rivalry, expressed concern for their fellow actress. Adugo, ever the pragmatist, insisted that Chioma be isolated to prevent the spread of any potential contagion. Chidera, her kind heart overriding any sense of competition, offered to bring Chioma meals to keep her company. Meanwhile, the preparations for the upcoming dinner continued. It was a tradition at the retreat, a chance for the actresses to showcase their elegance and charm. The women were expected to dress to impress, to embody the character that they were vying to portray. But with Chioma's illness, the excitement was tingled with anxiety. Adugo, ever the picture of sophistication, chose a stunning emerald green gown that accentuated her curves and highlighted her regal bearing. Chidera, determined to make a good impression, selected a vibrant Ankara gown, which was given to her by her mom, with intricate embroidery, a perfect blend of tradition and modernity. But as Chidera prepared for dinner, she discovered that her dress had been sabotaged. A long tear ran down the front, the delicate beading ripped and scattered. Panic surged through her. Who would do this? Why? The grand dining hall, bathed in soft light and adorned with elegant floral arrangement. The women, dressed in their finest attire, gathered for the gala dinner with smiles trained. Adugo, in her emerald green gown, exuded an air of regal composure. She moved through the room with a quiet grace, her eyes scanning the faces of the other women. Chioma couldn't attend the dinner as she was scared of spreading whatever infection she had, but wished she could attend with her beautiful gown, which she had already picked out. Chidera, her heart heavy with disappointment and suspicion, had managed to salvage her damaged dress. The tear was still visible, a stark reminder of the sabotage she had endured, but she refused to let it dampen her spirits. She held her head high, her eyes shining with a quiet determination. The dinner proceeded, a carefully orchestrated performance of politeness and veiled animosity. The women engaged in polite conversations, exchanging compliments and sharing stories, but beneath the surface, a silent battle raged. Then the unexpected happened. During a lull in the conversation, a loud crash echoed through the dining hall. All eyes turned towards the source of the noise. It was Adugo. She had fainted, her body slumping to the floor. Panic erupted. The other women rushed to Adugo's side. Their faces ached with concern. The doctor was summoned, his brow furrowed with worry as he examined Adugo. "She seemed to have fainted," he said, his voice grave. "I can't find any obvious cause. We need to get her to the hospital." As Adugo whisked away in an ambulance, the other women exchanged uneasy glances. Another incident, another mystery. The retreat, once a sanctuary, now felt like a battleground. With Adugo hospitalized, the suspicion swirling like a dust devil. The remaining actresses were on edge. Chidera, though shaken by the events of the dinner, found a new resolve within her. She would not be intimidated. She would not back down. She would uncover the truth. Determined to uncover the truth, Chidera began her own investigation. She started with the ruined dress. She carefully examined the tear, the ripped beading, searching for any clue that might lead to the culprit. She questioned the staff, the other actresses, anyone who might have seen something, anything that could shed light on the mystery. Her inquiry led to a surprising discovery. The housekeeper, Aisha, remembered seeing Ijoma near Chidera's room on that day. The dress was damaged. She was acting strangely, Aisha recalled, nervously, like she was trying to hide something. Chidera's suspicion shifted to Ijoma. Could she be the one behind the sabotage? It seemed plausible. Ijoma had been openly envious of Chidera's talent. Her remarks often laced with bitterness, but Chidera knew she couldn't accuse Ijoma without proof. She continued her investigation. Her focus now on Ijoma. She observed Ijoma's interaction with other women, her movement around the retreat, wondering what could make her to want to carry out such an act if she truly did it, and she was determined to get to the very root of the matter. She saw Ijoma acting funny and sneaking around, only to go into Chioma's room. She found it weird as she was sure they were not on the same terms. She put her ear to the door and she heard her say, "It's done." Chioma replied, "Well done." Ijoma said she had to leave, and then Chidera had to hide for the fear of being caught. When Ijoma left, she went to Chidera, who lay on her bed. She asked if she was okay and she said yes. She then asked if she saw Ijoma just leave her room. She said yes, that she came to check up on her, like the others have been doing. Hope no problem. She said no, that she should just be careful and take care of herself. She said she will and thanked her before she left her room. Feeling unsatisfied, she was determined to get to the root of the matter. She followed Ijoma that evening and she was acting so suspicious. She got into a room and she poured something into a drink and left it. Not long after, a certain actress, Blessing, walked up to the drink to pick it up, but Chidera stopped her and said Ijoma put something in that drink. Ijoma was summoned and she denied doing anything. But what she did not know that there was a camera watching that place, and when they did the playback, it was discovered that truly she put something in the drink, and she was asked to drink it, which she refused, pleading. Chidera also presented the evidence she had gathered, the housekeeper's testimony. Ijoma cornered finally confessed. She admitted to damaging Chidera's dress and Adugo's illness, but she said it was Chioma that did all those things. She said her voice filled with fear. She threatened me. She said she would ruin my career if I didn't help her. Chidera, shocked and horrified, realized the depth of Chioma's deception. She had been manipulating them all, playing on their fears and insecurity, turning them against each other. But why? What was her motive? The answer Chidera soon discovered was simple. Chioma wanted the role in Project Nightingale more than anything. She was willing to do anything, to do whatever it took to get it, even if it meant destroying the lives and careers of her fellow actresses. Chioma was immediately confronted, realizing that her illness was a lie. With the police on standby ready to take her, she said she was sorry, that she knew Chidera could get the role, so as Adugo, and she needed to eliminate all her competitors. She said she had lied to be sick, so no one would suspect her. She planned on sabotaging every lady, so they would have no choice than to give her the role. The ladies were all shocked at the discovery. She pleaded, but it was too late. The police took Ijoma and Chioma away. In the end, justice prevailed. Chidera, the newcomer with raw talent and a kind heart, emerged as the true winner. She had not only secured the role in Project Nightingale, but had also gained the respect and admiration of her peers. Adugo congratulated Chidera and said she truly deserved to win. Remembering her act in school, she knew she would go far in life. She packed her bags and went home. The ladies left back to their respective places. The news of Chidera becoming the winner made wave, and her mom was truly happy for her. So was her siblings. They couldn't wait for her to return, so they would celebrate with her. And when she did, they celebrated her. And so, the story of their family changed for good, as she became a top-earning and grossing actress after the movie and became the most sought-after actress, and she lived her dream. The end. Thank you for listening to this story to the end. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please leave in the comments what you learned about this story, and you can go ahead and click on the link to watch the next video coming up, and I'll see you next one. Till then, bye. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please click on the subscribe button to support us, turn on the post notification to get notified when I upload a new story, like, share, and comment your thoughts. Till then, bye.